We're here to define what a man is, right?
Responsibility creates struggle, struggle creates strength, and strength creates structure.
How many people care about what people think about them? Be honest.
As a man, you got to be able to protect not just yourself, but your family.
When we talk about being a man, it's your behaviors.
But I don't say any of this to brag. I don't say any of this to gloat my life up or I'm better than anybody.
I start crying. I'm like, why am I crying? And so what I realized was,
you put yourself in a target-rich environment. You are the only woman that paid for a ticket to come to this event.
if you're trying to teach your daughter to be around a certain man and you're not that man yourself, she gonna choose you.
Hey, let me not touch this nigga. He too clean. Where is that on you?
It's not on me.
It's not on you. The only reason why it's not on you is because you didn't choose it.
Find the women who can actually help you build. And here's some deep game for you. You don't have to have sex with all of them.
Since 2016, I've been following Lucario and Miles. Y'all changed my life. Followed by Uncle Ram. So ever since then, I've been getting a little bit of too much ass at times.
You know, as a man, there's a balance to it. Your purpose and pussy. And the heavier your purpose.
Even if you lose the relationship, you don't lose yourself. And that's the most important part.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, hey, y'all like the stream right quick, like the stream. Miles won't be in today. I believe he's traveling. Or he got some other things going on that he needs to tend to. So shout out to that brother. Steve, can you hear me, right?
Yeah, I got you, bro. What's up? Yeah.
All right, cool. So, guys, the number is scrolling across the top, 833-859-8744. 833-859-8744. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I sent you. Check your email. I sent you that. We can try it one more time to pop it in there. Just try it one more time.
Okay, I will do that in a second. Let me just shout out some people. Renee P, thank you, baby girl. Always on time with it. Wicked Scorpion, Uncle Guns, appreciate you. Fat John, Manuel, Navin R. Johnson, NW True Music, aka Nathan Wong. I ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to you. June Sports, Dangerous Ways, DePaul 9559, all the way from Singapore. Was good with you. Joe Blast, what up, fam? Dukalux, High Profile, Mr. Go Blue, Alexander Jackson, The Spirit of Elijah, Technique was good with you, fam. Monica Mitchell. All right, Linwood. So let me plug the joint right quick. Why men obsess over women's past, influential men exposed. And guys, I know some of y'all might feel like, man, we're talking about this shit again. Yes, we are, right? It bears repeating. And what I really want to get to is a couple of things. Number one, guys need to understand that women are not going to treat or respond to every guy exactly the same. They're not. So even if you have a woman right here who treats one man like a king, that doesn't mean to treat every man like a king. Conversely, if you have a woman that shitted on her ex, doesn't mean that she's going to shit on the next dude. Women will always treat men in accordance with how they perceive that man to be. Always, right? So if you are a weak dude, you're not going to have women who treat you like a masculine leader or a king. That's not going to happen, right? So guys got to understand that how they show up or how they present themselves in any interaction that they have with women is always going to be indicative of how that woman ultimately responds or treats them. Steve, you got anything you want to add before we jump to this clip?
No, I call it the ABC. You know, just because A does it to B doesn't mean she's gonna do it to C. So I've always talked about that. Yeah, you got it.
There you go. All right, cool. So I'm gonna show this clip, y'all, and then we're gonna jump into this shit. So let me get to the joint right quick.
You want to date a chick that's older or younger than you?
Always younger.
Younger. Why?
A younger girl's been through less, always. She's more innocent. And an older girl, you know, as soon as they start getting up in age, you know that, you know, they've been through all kind of shit. So Nobody wants to go through.
So they're harder to deal with.
Nobody wants that baggage.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Nobody
like
wants
it's
to
not
deal with
necessary for a guy. I think, you know, it's not really necessary for a guy.
I don't feel like I have to deal with like 6 different guys before me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So do you think women are looking for older guys or younger guys?
I think women are looking for guys that have money and that could give them a good time for the night or whatever the case is. But that's basically it. You know, it's all about status. You got status, you got the girl.
I think they're looking for older, somebody that's like got their shit together and ready to like take care of anybody, basically. You know.
So let's say I'm 25. What's the youngest I should date?
You're good at like 22, 18 to 22. I'd figure as much.
Yeah, 25 years old, you could date 18-year-old girl. What's the big deal, you know?
You gotta call, Zach.
We got a call? Okay, let's go ahead and get it. Then we'll get into the
562. What's your name? What's your question, sir?
My name is Jacob, and I have a question about, I was texting a girl, and so I was setting up the date basically, and I asked her if she was free tomorrow, and she said she was not free. And then she said she was free on Monday after 1. So I said, okay, I have work. I get off at 4. Would 6 be fine? She said, yes, but where are you taking me? So I told her we go to the Pipe, get ice cream, and there was also an arcade we could go to. But then she said, she liked the message, and then she said, let me read the text, hold on. She said, okay, let me get to know you a little more, then I'll let you know. Now, I already knew that was like, that's like a red flag, but I don't know what to say. Like, I know that.
Okay, caller. Okay. So first and foremost, she's not really interested in you. But here's the mistake that you guys make. Y'all give women too many options. And what I mean by that is this. If you know you have a particular day available at a particular time, you give the woman that information. An example would be, hey, I'm free Friday around 9 o'clock. I would like to do X, Y, Z. Are you free? And then let her respond to either yes, I am, or no, I'm not. Now, if she gives you a rebuttal and says, I'm not free on that day, but I'm free on this day. And if you're free, you can be like, cool, that works. If you're not free, then you pick another day that you are. Now, here's the thing. You should have already known where you wanted to take her, what day you were free to do it, and what time you were free to do it, and then you give her that information. When women respond to you, you want to give them all the information so they can respond to it all. You don't want to say, oh, I'm free, are you? Yeah. Okay, well, I want to do X, Y, Z. She should never have had to ask you, well, where are you taking me? You should have already provided that. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I would have told her, take care. I'm not wasting my time. The thing is that you guys have to have the idea of like Zach said, everything that Zach said, but the problem is that when she said it to you, I would just told her, look, I don't like wasting my time. She's wasting your time. So I'd have just told her, take care. She was actually interested in you. She would have not only been excited about the date, but she wouldn't have said, we got to get to know each other better. So she's just not interested in you. There's just something that she saw in you that she didn't like.
Okay, so basically I should just tell her, take care, and just move on?
You don't have to, guys, okay. Now, caller, if you want to do that. Me personally, you don't always have to respond to everything women text you, especially if you already know I'm done with her. You ain't got to necessarily respond.
All right, thanks. Thanks for the help.
All right, we'll throw you back in.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So are we going to call Steve?
Yeah, I'll put it on there in the back end for you. I'll let you know. But yeah, good.
Okay. So I want to get to the clip where the guy said women being innocent. Guys, women are not innocent. And I'm not saying that to disparage women. They're not innocent in the sense that they're flawed human beings like men are. We're all flawed and nobody's perfect. So women aren't innocent. I got a story, real quick story. Let me bring Jay Roman in real quick. I got a real quick story to further illustrate my point. So I have this individual that I'm related to, right? And I don't really want to say who he is because I'm trying to keep his identity close to vest. So, and I told this story before. So this particular individual, when he was in high school, right? Because, and I say high school, I'm going back to high school because the guys were trying to make it seem like the younger a woman is, the more innocent she is, and the more nonsense you ain't got to put up with. That's not completely accurate, right? So going back to high school, he's dealing with this young lady. They end up getting into a relationship, basically his high school sweetheart, if you will. So he takes her virginity. They are in a relationship, right? Basically the last 2 years of high school. Right when they graduate she graduated high school a year before he did. She goes off to the University of Texas in Austin, right? While she's there, he calls her dorm room. Another guy answers and basically says, she's asleep. What you need, right? So basically, this woman who he was with for 2 years in high school, this woman whose virginity he took, now she in college and she cheating on him, right? She was in college for 2 months, boom, now she cheating. So my thing is this, just because a woman is younger, that has nothing to do with what she's capable of or not capable of. Guys have this fallacy or this theory, if I can find a younger chick, I can avoid some of the nonsense that older women might put me through. And that's bullshit. But go ahead, y'all.
I'm just stepping in, so.
Yeah, I want to speak to it?
No, I'm just letting Roman talk.
All right, so let me play this clip.
He was finished the story. I didn't know exactly.
So he didn't see the clip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Jay, did you see the clip?
No, I did not see the clip.
Okay, so hold on. So let me play the clip again, so that way you can understand.
You want to date a chick that's older or younger than you?
Always younger.
Younger.
Why?
A younger girl's been through less, always. She's more innocent. And an older girl, you know, as soon as they start getting up in age, you know that, you know, they've been through all kind of shit, so nobody wants to go through.
So they're harder to deal with.
Nobody wants that baggage.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not necessary for a guy, I think, you know? It's not really necessary for a guy.
I don't feel like I have to deal with like 6 different guys before me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, so do you think women are looking for older guys or younger guys?
I think women are looking for guys that have money and that could give them a good time for the night or whatever the case is. But that's basically it, you know? It's all about status. You got status, you got the girl.
I think they're looking for older, somebody that's like got their shit together and ready to like take care of anybody, basically, you know?
So let's say I'm 25. What's the youngest I should date?
You're good at like 22, 18 to 22. I'd figure as much.
Yeah, 25 years old, you could date 18-year-old girl. What's the big deal, you know?
Pure insecurity.
Yeah, and pure. You go ahead, Zach. You got it wrong. Yeah, absolutely. He, Rome. You know how we are, Rome. So I mean, when I was 13, I messed with 15-year-old girls. When I was 17, I would mess with 19 and 20. When I was 18, it would be 20, 21. When I was in my 20s, it would sometimes be a 19 or 24, 25, 27, 29, 30. So I don't understand what he means as far as the age. Where's this insecurity coming from?
I don't know if you caught it too when the dude was talking about what they're looking for, right? And he said, oh, just to have fun for the night or whatever. So you're more than willing to be a number on her list, but then turn around and judge her numbers on the list.
Yes.
That never sat well with me. That's always confused me, because if this is what you really want and you want to preserve this innocence, right? But yet you go out and look for the innocence to de-innocent it and then turn around and talk about it. To me, that's hypocritical in its own right. And to me, it's just, you know, that right there is something anybody should look at and be like, man, this is not what it is. We can't follow this. I always appreciated the
All right, so
experience of ladies. Personally, I appreciate it.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this. When I was about 20 years old, one of my brothers, and he might be watching this right now, but I'm gonna speak to this. One of my brothers was dealing with this young lady who had just graduated high school. So she was 18, and I think he was 19 going on 20. I was already 20. And I remember him saying, yeah, I ran into this chick, she just graduated high school. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and run that. I'm gonna go ahead and prep her, right? Because he was thinking, because he was a little older and she had just graduated high school, that he was gonna run her, right? So a group of us was going out to eat, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have her pay for me and shit. So when we get to the spot, he paying, right? Famous last words. See, he thought that he was gonna be able to mold her, and she ended up running him. Right? And I remember years later, they end up dealing with each other and they got into a relationship, and she was still kind of running them, right? So I said all that to say this. Guys think just because they're older and they deal with a younger woman, that they're automatically going to be in pole position or that they're going to lead that woman. No, there are women who are teenagers that can run laps around older guys. Okay, period. So what a lot of guys have to understand, it's not about the youth or the age of the woman. It's about how much leadership you have, right? It's about your ability to actually be dominant and assertive and actually have sway and influence. The average guy has no sway or influence. They think women just come out the gate. Either you can influence her or you can't, right? And to a degree, that might be some validity to that. But the reality of it is, there are some guys that, I don't care if you're dealing with a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, or a 40-year-old, women are always going to run you no matter what, right? So the mistake that guys make is, again, they think women are one size fits all. No, because that same woman who is running you ain't going to run the next guy. And then the guy said something stupid. He was talking about all women are looking for status and all of that. See, I always say that guys have a remedial understanding of attraction. They think things are just cut and dry this way or that way when it comes to women. No, women are literally all over the place depending on what guys they're dealing with. And let me just say this real quick, because they were talking about baggage. They were talking about baggage. And the guy said something about, oh, I don't want to deal with a woman that has 6 guys before me. Bro, show me a woman that only has 6 guys before you. Okay? Even teenage girls or girls in college, even when women haven't had sex with some of the men they've encountered, a woman can still be influenced by men that she dealt with before you, even if they didn't have sex with them. So when guys are talking about, oh, 6 guys before me, dog, she dealt with 6 guys in one day. It doesn't mean she had sex with them per se, but women have dealt with hundreds of dudes, and in some cases, thousands of dudes, right? And again, I'm not saying have sex with them, but she's dealt with so many different men, and women are way more adept at understanding the guy that's before them and understanding how they want to deal with that guy. Guys, for the most part, the average guy doesn't have the requisite experience. He doesn't have the knowledge, and he for goddamn sure doesn't have the game to influence a woman, right? Just because a woman hasn't had a lot of sexual experience doesn't mean that she is short on experience when it comes to how to deal with men. Y'all got
it. To me, I really think that these
again, if y'all got questions,
really concerned about that. Go ahead. To me, I think
no,
guys
I was gonna say, if you guys got questions,
Zach, you're lagging, dog.
Yeah, I think there's a delay for you. For me, these guys that always have this image of ladies, it's almost like they put this porno style lifestyle on any woman that is not young, right? Like, oh, she's older, that means she's been doing all this wild stuff. And to me, it's just like, it just shows your lack of experience with women. It just shows your lack of experience talking to them, and that's the thing that kind of kills me in these sort of chats, or discussions, it's like the dude with that image hasn't met enough women to understand it doesn't matter what she looked like. She could be the most innocent looking thing. She could tell you one person, but do you know exactly everything she did with that one person? I'm man. One person can do a lot of stuff with that woman. One person could do a lot of things, a lot of stuff you probably wouldn't even think about, but then you're happy because, oh, hey, fellas, I met a girl, man. She only got one body, one body on her. You don't know everything that she was doing and what she was doing it for and who, like, I'll never forget when I was younger, I made this mistake. My partner was dating this one girl, and she had a younger sister. She was real cute, looked real innocent and stuff. I had my own spot. We go on a date. She comes back to the spot and everything, and I'm thinking, okay, this is my partner's sister. I ain't gonna normally, because normally around this time, we getting it in. I'm gonna treat this one a little different. This innocent a little different. Well, at the end of the day, when she gets back home later on, I find out it was like, hey, he was kind of boring. Really didn't do nothing. We went to his house and everything. And right then, when my boy told me that, because I said, hey, what happened? Oh, he was like, oh, man, this is what she said. Like, she thought something was going to happen. Like, I was going to, really hang out and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? That's on me. Because I acted differently around this cute and innocent one, thinking one thing, but it really wasn't like that. And if you guys don't learn your lessons when you're younger and looking at women and to understand that, hey, they are all the same. They all got desires. They all got things they want to do. I don't care if they got 1 body to 10 body. They all got some fantasy in their head that's waiting for somebody to pull that out.
Yeah, to me, it's interpretation. These guys who, it's funny how guys who don't get women have all the answers about women. That's the most amazing thing to me. They always have this interpretation of what they expect a woman to do and have and be and say. But if you think about it, they really don't care because they don't think about any of that when they see her at the gym or walking down the street or at the club or the bar. All that stuff is skewed. It just comes up when they get turned down. That's the only time it seems like it comes up.
Well, let me say this. I'm gonna get back to what those guys were saying, because they were talking about status and money and all that goofy shit. What a lot of guys don't understand is having status or money, that might influence women to deal with you where they wouldn't have. Because here's the reality of it. If women aren't genuinely interested or attracted to you, aka if they don't sexually desire you, or if they're not sexually attracted to you, but they're willing to deal with you, it's usually going to be because there's other things you have going on for you that they are interested in. So when you talk about status or money, yeah, you can influence women to deal with you. I mean, the passport bros are a prime example of having women deal with you. But let me say this about that. There is a viral clip that going around probably about a year ago of this one older black dude who was in a foreign country. He was talking to he was dealing with an Asian chick, so I'm not sure what country they were in. But he was able to influence her to deal with him because of his money and his resources. But in the video, she was talking crazy about him. Her and her mother were basically making fun of him because of how he looked, and they were dogging him out, right? So just because you can influence a woman to deal with you because of your status and or your money, that has nothing to do with her respecting you. And I think what a lot of guys get wrong is that respect is always at the forefront, because a woman respecting you or not respecting you is paramount to how she ultimately will treat you. And that's where we talk about the power of influence and how influential men are exposed. And you can tell guys who typically don't get women on the strength of them having sex appeal, and they don't get women on the strength of women actually wanting to respect them, because the first thing they talk about is a woman's past. They talk about status and money, because those guys themselves, they don't have the power to be able to influence women beyond that. They don't have the power to influence a woman dealing with them. This is why I always hammer home deference, humble submission, and respect. You don't have to have status or a bunch of money for women to show you deference. You just have to be the type of guy that women want to be around, right? But that comes with having an authentic interaction. If a woman is wanting to fuck with you because of your status or your money, there is nothing authentic or genuine about that interaction. So let me see if I got some. Hey, if y'all got some questions, man, ask y'all questions.
You know, what's so crazy to me too is that the dudes that's always after the younger ones, right? I gotta really question, their game, right? Because why are you always after something that's younger, which is a little bit more immature, a little bit less knowledgeable about life itself? And this is the one that you're trying to, it's almost like they're taking advantage of the age because they don't know much themselves, right? So, I might not be smart in college, but I can go to elementary school and start rambling off some stuff. And these kids be like, man, he's really smart. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It just because it's a younger crowd that doesn't know as much. When you're talking to an older woman that has a little sense, has a little game about her, and you're able to influence that and understand what's going on and present yourself in a way where she's like, oh, okay, I done met a lot of guys, but something about you is a little different. To me, you're playing on a whole nother level than going to one that's 20 years old, 22 years old. Everything might be a little impressive, your knowledge about this and stuff like that, compared to somebody that's lived a little bit where you're playing in a whole nother league. And I think these guys that continue to play and continue to try to manipulate that, really, they haven't really developed to go any place further. They're going to be the same 30-year-old, the 25-year-old talking to some 19, 20-year-old, the 35-year-old now talking to some 19, 20, 22-year-olds, a 40-year-old still trying to talk to somebody young because they haven't matured themselves.
We have a call, area code 25. What's your name and what's your question, sir?
Hello, what's up, Steve? I'm Christian. What's up, Steve? Kazagin, J. Roman. So, Steve, I called in earlier this week. You gave me an assignment. You told me to go watch the Umbrella Academy, especially the last episode. And you told me there was some game there.
Yes, sir. Sir, yeah, we're doing, call in my show later on tonight when I do it, and we'll break that down, buddy. But do you have any questions about what we're talking about right now?
No questions so far.
Okay. All right. We'll throw you back in. Just call in later.
Let me say this, Jay Roman, because you mentioned earlier about how some dudes gravitate to younger women because they think they can mold those women. And what a lot of guys got to understand that basically being able to coach a woman up has more to do with your leadership qualities and your level of influence, right? More so than a woman's age. Because if you gamed up, whether the woman is 30, 20, 40, or 50, I don't give a fuck what she's been through. If you gamed up, there are going to be some women you can still coach, right? And you can still, like when I talk about dealing with women on your terms only, that's exactly what that is. Now, here's another thing, right? Because a lot of these things are talking points. When guys make videos and they tell guys, oh, deal with younger women because they have less baggage. See, the guy, when he was talking about, oh, if I'm dealing with a woman who's had 6 or more guys, I don't want to deal with all of that. What he's really talking about is her sexual past, is her body count. And what a lot of guys are really concerned about is being compared to other men sexually. That's what they really be talking about when they be talking about how many guys a woman has. They're worried about being compared to a woman sexually. My thing is this. I don't care if the woman was a virgin, if she had 2 or 3 lovers or 50 lovers. If you can't sexually please her, you can't sexually please her. This notion that a woman's experience sexually or lack thereof is indicative of your ability to be able to sexually satisfy her or her not comparing you to other men, that's false, right? There is nothing true about that shit. But again, it speaks to a lot of guys' lack of knowledge. It speaks to the fact that a lot of guys are very naive and gullible, and they just haven't dealt with enough women to understand that how they view it, the shit is skewed. It's just fucking not accurate. And for whatever reason, they're placing too much of an emphasis on sex. Okay, one of the things I tell guys, let me say this, is first and foremost, when you deal with anyone in any capacity, right? Her being sexually attracted to you, that needs to be at the forefront. If she ain't sexually attracted to you, you're wasting your time. But also, once you actually start having sex with the woman, you guys actually having sexual chemistry and you guys actually having, you know, great sex, right? That follows that. Once you're dealing with a woman who is sexually attracted to you and you guys have great sexual chemistry and she is completely sexually submissive to you, meaning the type of sex you like to have, she's with it. Beyond that, you shouldn't really be focused on what she was doing sexually before you. And let me just say this about a woman's sexual past. In my opinion, the only thing guys need to really be concerned about when it comes to a woman's sexual past is whether or not she either has or has an STD that she can't get rid of, right? Beyond that, a woman's sexual past really can't impact you. It really can't. But when you listen to insecure guys talk, they act like a woman's sexual past has an impact on what's going to happen with them. And my thing is this: once you have sex with a woman and you realize you don't like the sex, she ain't feeling you sexually, then you ain't got to deal with her no more, right? You can just be like, you know what? She ain't really feeling me sexually, or I'm not feeling her. We really don't connect sexually. All you got to do is leave her alone. But because guys are into their ego, they think because there's no sexual chemistry, that has something to do with how many bodies she may have had. And there's nothing true about that. But y'all got
I always like to ask the question when I have this conversation with people: is it about the bodies or the mileage, right? Like you can have a car with one owner, but that owner fucked that car up. Like he, you know, driving, stopping with the emergency brake, doing all sorts of stuff with this car. Or you can have a car, it might have had 3-4 owners, but you know, they drove it slow, drove it the way it is, and that's it. You know, you could have a lady that's been, let's say she's married, but you know, they getting it in every other day for as long as the marriage, you know, 10 years, every other day, compared to a woman that, hey, she didn't have that proclamation every other day. She just, you know, maybe had 6 one-night stands. So now, is it really about the bodies or the usage? Like, what is it about? And every time I ask this question or present it to people that come with it, they don't really have like a real answer for it. You know, oh, well, the 6 bodies was, you know, maybe she's a hoe. Maybe she does this. Maybe if she only had a few encounters, she had 6 boyfriends that lasted about a month or so, and that's it, compared to this lady that was knocking it down for 10 years. And she comes to you and says, I had one person. I was only with one person. Like, what really is it? And I think that they deny the fact that it's really about everything you was talking about, Zach, the insecurity, the way they feel about being compared to the next person and understanding their influence. If that is your lane and you understand it, then hey, you understand it. You know, for me, I'm with you, Zach. I want to know the panel. Give me your panel, give me that, and give me, you know, your proclamations of things you like to do, you know, because it might be a little more freakier than the things I like to do. That's the only thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we can go from there. The thing is, and I got to understand and tell people that it's about that influence. You're scared of it. They're scared of it. They're scared that they cannot come into this woman's life and influence her enough to be confident that they will be down for them. So they try to pick somebody young, thinking there hasn't been a lot of people influencing her. So now I actually have a chance to come in and do some things for her or with her where she'd be down for me without comparing me to anybody else.
Well, see, and you know, one of the things I always say is that most of men's insecurities revolve around sex, directly or indirectly. So when guys start talking about being overly concerned about a woman's sexual past, or they start talking about having status and money, what you're really saying is, and to your point, Jay Roman, is that you're insecure about your ability to be able to influence that woman to, one, not cheat on you, two, for her to stay with you, right? And my thing is, as a man, you shouldn't be concerned with any of those things, because if you're going to venture down the road of a monogamy-oriented, sexually exclusive relationship, all you got to do is let the woman know, hey, we have this arrangement. We're going to be sexually exclusive. Let me fuck around and find out that you ain't holding up your end of the bargain. I'll just leave you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't see, you can't predict whether or not a woman is going to cheat, right? You can't really predict that unless a woman tells you straight up that she's cheated in previous relationships. If a woman does not tell you that she's cheated in past relationships or a past relationship, anything you think about her ability to cheat or not cheat is just your opinion or your theory, right? But yeah, go ahead, Steve. Yeah.
You have you guys ever noticed? And I know I'm not trying to sound like we're a bunch of dicks and assholes, but have you guys ever noticed that when you get with a woman, she's worried about you cheating on her? I mean, she's not. They don't even talk about cheating. They're more or less like, you know, where am I at, and how many other women are seeing, and what happens if you get tired of me or you get bored of me or something. Have y'all see what I'm saying? I've never had, I guess, and Zach, I never had to worry about a woman cheating. I always hear the, you know, who are you talking to, who are you with, that conversation, but not the other way around.
You know, Steve, I'm gonna have to admit I wasn't dipped in game when I was born.
No,
I know they dipped you in the water of gameness, you know, high into the mountains of the Himalayas.
Nine.
And came down. You know, I spent my time in Suckersville and stuff, and you know, it never set well. Like, it never set well being this jealous person, insecure person. It just never, it was not comfortable for me, you know. And I think that the more game you learn and the way you kind of open your eyes to certain things, you realize it's useless.
Yeah.
The dude that's super jealous, super, you know, checking your woman's everything, it is useless, because no matter what you do, if she is creative enough, if she is whatever, she can have stuff going on you won't even know about. Only thing you're doing is, one, showing your weakness of mind, showing your weakness of influence, and two, just wrecking your day. Like you say, hey, it's hard. Hey, you got to catch up with me now. Like, I'm living my life. I'm not worried about those things. You know, I'm not worried about those things, because it really don't really affect me, because I'm going to continue to have a great life.
Okay.
You know, and I think, go ahead.
No, real quick, because Shameless, she says, well, stats can determine a higher or a lower likelihood. If you're talking about stats regarding someone cheating, what stats? See, bro, see, if you're living your life Googling shit, well, you know, before I go out there and deal with the opposite sex, let me Google some shit to see what I might encounter. That's not the way the real world works. You got to actually get out here and deal with people for real. There is no stats. There is no stats you can Google that can help you determine which person is more likely to cheat or not cheat. It's all in your fucking mind. Because look, let me tell this real quick story, right? I know this young lady, right? And she's probably watching right now. I used to deal with. She's married now. And this guy that she's married to now, in her past, she's been a cheater. I just want to point that out, right? So, and I've been her side dude, right? So I just want to point that out. So her and I were talking probably about a year or so ago, and she was seeing this guy. Now, she's married now, right? She was seeing this guy, and if y'all remember, there were some viral videos of this guy giving these real intimate massages with half-naked women, where they damn near look like they're about to start fucking, right? So this dude, there might be more than one dude, but one of them, he lives out in Vegas. So this young lady and one of her girlfriends were going out to Vegas. and she had booked one of those sessions where she was going to be basically in her drawers, you know what I'm saying? Everything else was going to be off, and she was going to get one of those very intimate, sexualized type of massages. So this guy that she was dating at the time, they were not in a committed relationship. But what she did was, once she started to feel like she wanted to be with him that way, although she still went to Vegas, now this is something she told me, I wasn't there, but she canceled that massage, right? And the reason why she canceled that massage, and this is something that she admitted to me. At first, she didn't want to admit it, but I got her to admit it. The reason why she canceled that massage wasn't because of the massage itself. She canceled that massage because she felt like, if this guy turns me on enough and it leads to fucking, I'm with it, right? This is what she was thinking. But because she didn't want to go that far with it, she canceled the massage to keep her from being tempted because she valued this guy. But go ahead.
Yeah, I never, like what Shane is saying, I'm not a statistic. It just doesn't dawn on me how humans just look at numbers and put themselves in a number of a group of people that have nothing to do with me. I'm not a statistic. Again, this is not coming from the mountains, but we come on, guys, we run into women that cheat before us, but then they realize what they have with us. And then all of a sudden, what they do is they like, you know what, I'm going to go straight and narrow. I mean, and if you think about the reason why they cheat in this false of all these stats, look at who they're messing with. They're messing with what I call one-trick Charlies. He's either funny, or he's either intellectual, or he's either this, or he's either that. So she'll get her fill of one thing, but then she's looking elsewhere to find those gap fills. But then they meet us, we fill in the gaps. We are the gaps, but we're not a statistic. I just never understood why guys look at stats and just believe that because it happens to 20 million losers, that's going to happen to me.
Yeah. So
I know somebody that is pretty gamed up, right? And they met a young lady, and when she didn't have a lot of partners, or the numbers were low, like some guys would say, and she realized that she wasn't going to keep this gamed up person, but she just couldn't quit him. So this gamed up person that's been with her through all her relationships and marriage and things, and even though that count is low, she just can't quit that guy. Now the stats doesn't fit in there, right? So, you can talk to her and say, hey, how many people you've been with? I've been with 3 people. I've been married for the long time of 10 years, and I had a boyfriend in high school. But that third person, she doesn't say that I met and I just can't quit him. Like every now and then I take a trip and we meet up, and it's just nice to be in his presence to refresh myself. And there are situations like that. And that's why the stats really don't matter. I once talked to a young lady, and she was married for some time, 5 years. I asked the body count because I want to know. I want to see them squimish in the face and see the truth and stuff. And we talk about some things. And then I said, "Oh, so you was getting it in for the last 5 years, huh?" Because she told me the number. She's like, "Yeah, I was married for 5, and then the last 5." I said, "Oh, you was getting it in." So is that how you like it now? Like you like to get it? No, I just really want one person to really, complete me and da-da-da-da. Oh, okay. So now I see where your head is at. Now I see where it's going. I'm not judging your 5 years. I don't care about that. I care about now and how we're going to rock. That's what really matters. So, and now that person is married, and boom, that's it. They're done. That's what they wanted. They wanted that one person to go from there. But they talk to you and you hear the numbers, you hear the years, and you think the one with the low numbers is cool when the one with the high numbers ain't. Those stats don't really matter.
Right. Alexander Jackson. Exactly. Stats just reinforce your insecurities. Yes, it does. Because look, you always got to ask the source. The source, right? A lot of these stats in relation to relationships, marriages, dating, sex, and all of that, a lot of these stats are really used to shame people who indulge in casual sex encounters, right? It's used to shame people who really don't want to be in monogamy-oriented relationships because they're trying to funnel everybody. Like that's what society does. They try to funnel everybody to monogamy-oriented, sexually exclusive relationships. So anyone who does the opposite of that, they're shaming you. You're part of the problem. No, because here's the thing. When it comes to the human psyche and all that, there are so many moving parts. There are so many different things you can't predict. Like Jay was saying, bro, I knew this chick, her first 2.5, 3 years of college, she was fucking a new dude every weekend. Literally, bro. And then about the 2.5 year mark, the 3rd year mark, a new guy comes to that college. When she met that new guy, bro, they were inseparable. She wasn't going out anymore. She was up under him. She was with him all the time. So she literally met this one guy, and her desire to have sex with other men left. Her desire to hit the clubs was gone. Her desire to club hop and bar hop was gone because she just fell in love with this guy, and this guy was dicking her down. She like, I just need him. I don't need nobody else. So when guys say, oh, once a woman has been ran through, she can't pair bond and all this goofy shit, these are guys that are either flat out lying or they just haven't dealt with enough women and been around enough to see that thought process is just theory. It's just a myth. Bro, I've seen too much where there are so many different variables that can either make a woman go from wanting to be sexually exclusive to not. And conversely, a woman who, was running the streets and getting ran through, now she meet a dude and she just shunned all the other guys. Like, I don't want nobody else but him. Bro, you can't predict that shit. And there's no stats that can accurately portray what's in a woman's mind in real time, in real life. Go ahead, fam.
And you ain't gonna never be that person and get to be that person because you're too busy trying to beg for it and impress it and try to take it out and be goofy with it to even understand, to even get to that person where you are the person she says, oh, no, I'm good. I'm not going out tonight. No, somebody called. I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with them. Read it, man. It's so much easier with game. I don't understand it. Like, this is the thing that cracks me up, right? And I'm gonna just be honest with it because, like I said, I wasn't dipped into the water. They dipped Steve upside down so his head got into the game pool. So it is so much easier on this side. Like, it's so much, Zach, it is easier on this side than not. And it's almost like watching people spin wheels in mud and don't know, hey, just get out and put a board down there, all right? I don't understand why people keep creating the same mistakes over and over again. And you look on the internet, oh, this is what it tells me to do. But yet you go outside and you pass by 20 women. And you waiting for somebody to smile at you or something like that. I don't understand it. Like, it's so much easier this way if only you could get there. But you ain't going to get there begging for it.
Well, it's like this. If you have 2 cups and one cup is just an empty cup sitting right there and another cup has a brown paper bag covering it, if you try to pour water into the cup that's uncovered, water is going to pull into that motherfucker effortlessly. But if you try to pour water into the cup that has a brown paper bag, the water's going to get in there, but it's going to drip slowly, right? And that's exactly how I look at game when it comes to guys that are open for the knowledge and guys that are closed off to the knowledge, right? So when you say Steve was dipped in it, Steve was the open cup, just ready for the knowledge, like feed it to me, baby. I'm thirsty for it. I'm ready to drink
I was.
I'm ready to drink this knowledge. I'm ready to drink this game. Other guys, they squeezing a drop of water at a time, right? Because they're not ready for it. A lot of guys, they're not ready for what it takes to get past their old way of thinking, right? And a lot of times they're such a slave to their old way of thinking that they can't fathom what it's like to have true freedom, right? Where they can relax and not be concerned with bullshit. Go ahead, John. Let's get to this question.
He came down from the mountain of Gamalias.
No. I came from the mountain of my dad was a ladies' man. I just have his personality, but I wasn't gamed up. I started the game at 9. So at 9, I just wanted. I saw my mentor. I saw the win. I saw, again, like I say, before the Purple Rain, I saw the Purple Rain before it happened. I saw my mentor. They're bringing him food. They're bringing him drinks. They're crying. They're begging for his time. They're hugging it. I'm like, I want that life. But I thought it was about women at first until I learned the game. But I didn't know that. But I was on the outside looking in. But like everybody with us, I saw it at 9. And I said I want it. Just like y'all, at a point, there was a point in your lives, there was somebody that you saw that was probably mentoring, who was your mentor, that you said, you know what, I need to learn this thing. And that's all what we all three of us give these guys the opportunity. So I wasn't dipped, but I mean, I was around. But
hey, some catch it at a younger age. Some got it, you know, because my pops is a man.
Yeah,
that dude was game, but you know. You gotta recognize it, like you said. You gotta be open to it.
It's gotta be open to it,
like Zach's saying. And Frankie Shy on here, he says game ain't for everybody, and I disagree.
I disagree.
I disagree. Game is for everyone. Now there's certain levels. There's certain levels that but game helps out everybody.
Well, isn't self-worth for everybody? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Wait. So you're saying loving yourself is not for everybody? It's a choice. The game is the love and the admiration and self-worth that you have. So it's for those that choose to want to learn it, but it's not just going to knock on your door, or like my dog saying, or you just automatically going to be dipped in that shit. It ain't happening that way, man.
Okay, so let's get to this question. Buckeye22 says, how can we shift the conversation around a woman's body count to focus on her character and relationship readiness rather than judging her sexual experiences? Well, why don't guys just focus on a present moment in time? Why don't you focus on how she's behaving right now? See, my thing is, guys, and I'm not saying women don't do this as well, but a lot of guys, you self-sabotage your interactions with women because you're so worried about some shit that may or may not have happened before you even knew the woman. Right? So it's kind of hard to enjoy the present moment when you're worried about the past. It's kind of hard to not only enjoy the present moment, but look forward to a nice future when you can't enjoy the present moment because you're worried about the past. See, I don't worry about a woman's body count because, number one, women aren't going to tell you the truth. Guys, here's the newsflash. You might not know this. Even if a woman felt comfortable enough with you to talk to you about sex, like the things she liked, some of the things she may have done in her sexual past, even if she talks about how many guys she may have had sex with, women aren't going to tell you everything. They're always going to keep some shit for themselves. Okay? So, and women women watch all of this shit. Women already know guys are judgmental when it comes to their sexual past. Women already know this. So women are already prepared to either not want to talk about it or to straight up lie. And women already know more or less what roundabout number to give to you based on their age. Because women heard it all. So even going down the avenue of even talking about it is a waste of fucking time. And all you're doing is you're allowing these things to creep into your head, and you can't even enjoy the present moment in time. Like, I don't understand why you can't just let the chick show you what she's about right now. If she's doing everything that you ask of her, right? She's showing up to your crib, she cooking for you and shit, she taking you out, hashtag her debit card work too, she paying for dates, she giving you the type of sex you like, you know what I'm saying? She topping you off, a whole lot of spit with no hands. Why can't you just enjoy that shit? Why you got to worry about the other shit? But go ahead.
Well, the body count again will definitely come up, but again, it's in another way. They're asking about the women. Women, okay. Those that ask of a woman about her body count are the ones who aren't fucking. I mean, those are the guys who aren't getting any pussy. But the guys that have game, it's not even women asking about how many pieces of ass did you have. They just want it as a whole. Like, it's like the first, like they'll say, you know what, you're a ladies' man, or you're a smooth talker. Oh, you're one of those guys. Oh, so how many women do you have? So it's a foregone conclusion. They know when you have game that the question of body count or women come from the women. They know we don't discuss those things because again, we don't think on that, like I say, on that level. So it's never going to be a thing of ask a shift in the conversation from body count unless they begin to ask us about what it is we're doing. And again, it's just another side of the neighborhood.
Oh, bro, I've had those talks with women where we're talking about sex and somehow, some way, how many women have you been with?
Right.
You really don't want to know the answer to that. But on the rare occasion that I've told them, the first thing they said was "damn." They said "damn," and then they followed it up. Well, that explains a lot. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to what you do to me in the bedroom. So I've literally had women say, "Well, I guess I should thank all those women that came before me because you learned a lot." I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, I used to lie and keep the number a little lower. Like, hold on, I got to lie lower too. Like,
yeah, I got to less whore myself out.
Yeah.
Myself down.
But can you imagine this? And fellas, this happens, right? You are now 50-something years old, and you see this 40-something-year-old woman looking good or whatever. She's 45, whatever, still looking good and stuff. Can you imagine asking her body count? She is 40-something years old. She got 2 grown kids, and you wondering what her body count is?
Bro,
like, you ain't going to be able to take that answer. You're not even going to be able to take that answer,
bro.
With that question.
Just assume that she's a dick connoisseur. Just assume.
And then all of a sudden she says something like, "I can count it on one hand." What does that mean, right? I can count it on one hand, but that makes you feel okay, at the age of 50, like you don't have knowledge of what happens in life with this beautiful woman walking around. Some of you guys, I swear, you don't really talk to women. Like you only talk just to be in front of them, to be impressive or whatever. But you're the type, a lot of these guys, type of guys that have a coworker, they would get at the coworker before they even had a real conversation with the coworker.
Yeah, I keep saying they're asking the wrong question. It's not the body count; it's the finger and dildo count. There's that count is so much higher. They have no idea. It supersedes any dicks that they get ever. I mean, the finger and the dick.
And to your point, Steve, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you can have a woman who's only had sex with 3 or 4 dudes, but she played with herself multiple times a day, every day. Exactly. Then you can have another woman who's had sex with 30, 40 guys, but she's never had an orgasm. So the woman who plays with herself every day and only has sex with 3 or 4 dudes, she is judging you based on whether or not you can make her come like she can make herself come.
Thanks.
It's just funny to me because I'm some of the things that you do, the spitting in mouths and all sorts of gag on this stuff, and like it's okay as long as that body count is 1, right? But she, like, come on, fellas, let's get smarter, let's get older, let's get mature, let's just grow, let's get more game in us at this age where this don't have to be highlighted like it is. Like, we all know, and I'll tell you right now, the youngsters these days are just like the youngsters in our days. They just don't hide it as much these days. Yeah. They were doing the same thing. Just like when there was a girl in school, next she got sent away to auntie, and she comes back 6 years later and with a little brother. That ain't her little brother. Like, that's her son. You know what I'm saying? Like, They were doing the same thing back then that they doing now. It's just a little. It was hidden more back then. Like, come on.
They hit it. They hit it because of the shame associated with it. So what a lot of guys got to understand is that back in the day, because a lot of guys think, oh, back in the day, women were different. No, women just hit it better. Not only that, but a lot of women were conditioned that for them to actually enjoy sex, that there was a shame attached to it, that they should only be having sex when they're in love or when they want to have a family. So if they have sex for the enjoyment of it, there should be a shame. There should be shame attached to it. Or if women are lustful, there should be shame attached to it. And actually being lustful is a natural occurrence. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural occurrence when you're talking about the sexual dynamics between men and women, right? It's just, if you look at, and I've talked about this before, when you look at sexual desire or sexual attraction, lust is just like sexual attraction on steroids, but it's a natural occurrence, man.
Man, I went down just looking at something. The next thing you know, I'm diving down that hole, right? And it was like 60-year-old, 70-year-old child, paternity, freaking DNA test. And, a lot of them, little junior wasn't theirs. And they're just not finding out. Little junior, 50 years old, mom and dad is 70, 60. And the father's finding out that the kid ain't his. Like, it happened back then. It just was so much hidden that it still happened. And that was the age of innocence, right? Like you were saying, Zach, the innocence. It happened. Even they didn't even know, and they were really worried about body count. And guess what? Next thing you know, they raising some dude's kid for 20 years, and sometimes they even knew about it.
Yeah, nothing new under the sun. That's what
Nothing's
new. Not a lot of young people don't. We try to explain it. They think it's new, but it's not.
Yeah, well, it's just access to information. The internet, the information highway. Because of the internet, all the shit that was done in the dark is coming to the light. That's it. It's coming to the light. And guys are finding out how freaky women really are, how much they enjoy sex, which is cool. The problem is a lot of guys haven't adapted to the reality and to the truth. Okay? And that's all that it is that you just haven't adapted your mind to what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this: there will always be women who are capable of cheating, and there will always be women who can be faithful. Always. Right? So there was never a time when you can tell just by looking at a woman, she's going to be faithful. She's not. There was never a time. It's just because of society and how people were conditioned to think, it gave a lot of men this false sense of an illusion. Okay, when it came to loyalty, it gave you a false sense of illusion, right? But even men, men have always had side chicks since the dawn of time. Right, it's nothing new. See, what it is guys, they think, oh, well, it's okay for a man to have a side chick because he's the provider, he's taking care of the house. So if he needs to release with another woman or two or three, it's cool. But for a woman, you're being taken care of. That man's taking care of you, so you should be there waiting on him. And my thing is this: that's just not the reality. That's always been going on. Like I said, and it's been said, women are just expressing their desire openly, whereas they just hid it.
And these cats be missing the whole clues. They be with, they be with these youngsters, and they put two hands in the neck, and then she automatically goes down. You think she just learned that from you? Like, for real? Like, come on, man. But her body count is low. Like, come on, man. So let me say this to Jillian. So she said women are taught that emotion is real and required. But let's unpack that. Let's unpack, because you got to remember, and Jillian, I know you probably were taught the same thing. All you women were taught when you guys were young, before you started having sex, hey, make sure you meet a man who loves you and he treats you special. Sex is special and all of this and all of that, right? So you were taught that you were supposed to feel a certain way, and that a man was supposed to treat you a certain way prior to you having sex. Well, here's the problem with that. See, you can be taught or conditioned that you're supposed to be in love first, but one aspect of human nature that those people who condition you to believe that
one human aspect that they left out was sexual attraction. You don't have to be in love to sexually desire somebody. You don't have to have this profound emotional bond or connection to sexually desire somebody. So what women realize is once they actually started dealing with dudes and started having sex, they realized that everything ain't what it was told to them. Everything ain't what they thought it was. Because once a lot of women started having sex, and all you women that are watching, you feel free to agree or disagree. Once y'all started having sex, you started learning more and more shit about your body. You started learning more and more shit about your sexuality. And through you experimenting and learning more and more about yourself sexually, you realize that some of the men that you would have been attracted to prior to that, you're not attracted to now. Y'all got.
No, I with that statement. Yeah. With that statement being said, I just feel like sometimes with the human nature, both could be true. And if you don't recognize that, then to me, you're not a very observant person and really understand about human nature. And that's to me, that's something that the game opens up and your eyes open up to understand women and understand the influence and understand, how we interact, the discussions we have with them. And I think that, if you're set and you're thinking only in one way about the fact with this body count, you'll never have your cup empty and open enough to receive the game, like Zach was saying.
All right, so Creative Sound says, why isn't it cool to buy a woman food if she fuck with you? I don't know. Look, guys, let me say this. Here's my disclaimer. Y'all can do what the fuck y'all want to do. Do what you want. If you want to take a woman out and spend $500, if you want to fly out, do all of that. Okay, Jerome, I'm sorry. Whatever you guys want to do what you want to do. But I'm gonna tell you why the whole red pill movement even exists, the way it exists now, and make that. It's because guys started complaining about women. A lot of you guys, y'all do shit, right? Because you want to be liked by women. You want women to want to have sex with you. You want affection and compassion and companionship from women. So a lot of you guys, y'all do all of this shit at the behest of a woman. And then when shit don't work out in your favor, you want to cry about how women ain't shit. And we just look at you and laugh. See, if you actually learn some game and understand how you should be moving, you could avoid all that nonsense.
Yeah, for us, all the three of us who have been dipped, the thing about all three of us is that if we buy a woman dinner, it's not for sex. We buy dinner because we want to eat. It's totally different. We do have a call. Wait, the call just rang in. Let me grab this. Area code 901. What's your name and what's your question, sir? 901 going once. 901.
Oh yeah, hey, how's it going, guys? I got a quick question.
Sir, what is your name, sir? What is your name, sir?
My name is Drew.
What is your question, Drew?
So when you're just fuck buddies with a woman, how can you, keep her on just like a sexual understanding without her kind of getting her feelings involved and, stuff like that?
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna let y'all take that. Appreciate you having me on the show, Zach. I gotta catch up with some folks and everything. Steve, can't wait till October.
Miami, I got you. I'll be driving. I'll be driving.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring an extra seatbelt. All right, y'all.
All right, cool. All right, peace, Jay. So caller. This is I actually got a video titled "Fuck Buddy Etiquette." So what a lot of you guys don't understand is there is no shortage of women that are game for a sexual relationship. The problem with a lot of you guys is you blur the lines and you make it harder for you. If all you want is sex, then don't do extra shit. Don't take women out on dates. Don't let them spend a night. Don't be, spooning and letting women lay on your chest. Don't be taking showers with them. Don't be talking to them on the phone about their day. Don't do none of that. Just hook up, have sex, hook up, have sex, hook up, have sex. Now, that doesn't guarantee that a woman won't, fall for you at some point, right? But as a man, you are responsible for managing any type of situation you have with women, whether it's a casual sex encounter, a casual sex relationship, a full-blown committed relationship, a marriage, whatever it is. You are responsible for managing that. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah. So, like, I just had to cut this girl off because, like, we were fucking around for like 3 or 4 months or whatever. And like, we haven't been out in public or, nothing like that. We just hit each other up, whenever we want to, get our rocks off or whatever.
Okay, so hold on. Hold on, caller. So you never spent the night with her, took a shower with her, shared a meal with her, watched movies with her? You didn't do none of that?
Well, we would like put a movie on, just for like background noise type shit. But it's like, I think where I went wrong was like we started off just fucking like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, something like that. And then it got to a point where we were fucking like 3 times a week, but it was still just fucking. It wasn't any dates or nothing like that.
Okay.
I think I went wrong because I was too available.
Okay, cool. That's part of it. So let me ask you another question. When y'all would come over, okay, I'm gonna give you a time frame, right? And then I'm gonna ask my question based on that. So hypothetically speaking, let's say you guys were around each other for 2 hours. How much of that time involved actually having sex as opposed to just kicking it and talking?
Every time we link, we start fucking within less than 30 minutes of being together. I mean, we'll chop it up, kind of. We pretty much get straight to it every time,
And after y'all got done having sex, how long would you guys be in each other's presence before you parted ways?
Man, that's the thing. Sometimes we would fuck, 3-4 times, and I think we kind of got to a point where it was like, we're kind of getting like extracurricular. You know what I mean? I think that's what got her
extracurricular.
Elaborate.
No, like just too much fucking. I think like we always.
No. There's not. No, your problem is you don't have any leadership skills. The problem is it's not about how much you fucked and how much time you spent with her. It's that as a man, it's your job to let her know where you stand at all times, where she'll never get the idea. And you never left her an idea. You never left her with that kind of leadership to let her know we're doing.
No.
But then,
that's the thing. That's the thing. Like she knew up front. Like
then why are you asking it? Wait, then something's wrong. You're lying. Then why ask the question? Then if you had this leadership, this would not be a question.
No, she knew what it was. Like
okay, caller. Let me ask you a question. Caller, let me ask you a quick question. So you guys were dealing with each other for what? You said 3-4 months?
Yeah, somewhere around 4 months or so. Yeah,
all right. How many times did she bring up to you that she wanted more?
Man, she would say like little slick shit, like when are you gonna, only be like, when are you gonna just only fuck, spend time with me and shit like that.
See that?
Which I should have, I mean, I should have been like, hey, that's
my
not
point.
what I do.
So caller, real quick. So y'all never spent the night together, bro?
No, we never spent the night together. But she would stay over sometimes till about 1 in the morning or so.
But okay, so how long? Okay, so how long was she there? How many hours?
Like I said, bro. I mean, sometimes we would fuck, 3-4 times.
Fam. How many hours? How many hours? More or less.
Shit, man, it could be like 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. or so.
Bro.
So, well, okay. This is what I'm trying to understand. Okay, so if I'm in bed with a woman and she asks me that question, she's got to get the fuck out of the house now, because we already have an understanding. And the fact that you didn't give her that understanding is that you gave her a glimmer of hope, because you never corrected what she said, because if you were actually the leader, what I say goes. This is what it is. If you don't like it, you can go. Don't ever ask me this question again, because if you ask me this question again, I'm not going to fuck with you anymore. And you didn't do that. So the moment she asked you that seemed to me that she was taking more of a leadership role, challenging your authority, and you didn't do anything about it.
So caller.
Like when she asked me that, I would tell her, if you want something like that, you can go find that. But
No,
you
you didn't say that. Now you're lying. You didn't say that, dog. Come on, now you're lying.
No.
We just asked you. We just asked you what you said, and you said she asked you, and you didn't say anything. Why you just, dog? Listen, you don't need to regurgitate what I'm saying because I'm right and you're wrong, dog. Why don't you just own the shit? You didn't do anything. Because if you did, you would have said that. And if you would have done the thing that you said that you did, then you wouldn't be asking the fucking question. So just please stop lying, dog.
Check this out, Steve. Check this out.
Come on,
That's
man.
why I just cut her off. Because like she was really like pushing on that shit.
No, it wasn't her pushing on. How many times did she push on it?
Man, this was like the second time I asked me last week, and I was like, hey, I'm not dealing with you no more, and I cut her off.
Okay.
I admit the first time I should have let her know.
Okay. No, caller. Hold on, bro. It's not about letting her know. See, this is the mistake that guys make, and you're not the only one. You guys think just telling women shit is gonna solve the issue. No, it's how you're acting. Because here's the reality of it. If you're dealing with a woman who is constantly mentioning, what do we doing here? Why won't you date just me? If she's constantly doing that, that means there's something that you're doing in the interaction that's leading her to believe that she can have more and that what you guys got going on is more than what you're saying. So you're saying one thing, but your actions is doing another. Here's the prime example of what I mean.
Yeah.
When you were fucking her once every couple of weeks, and then you went to 3 times a week, and then you let her hang around you for 5 or 6 hours at a time, that gave her the impression that you were starting to like her more. And you got to remember, there's the saying, you don't got a lot of women, they a lot of themselves. So a lot of times when you spend a lot of time, even if you say we're just fucking, bro, you're not fucking for 5 hours straight. Don't say you're fucking for 5 hours straight. So even if you're, having a lot of rounds, you're spending a lot of downtime just talking, right? You spending a lot of time laying in the bed talking, right? So there's more going on in them 5 hours than what you're telling us. So when you give women access to you non-sexually and you guys are talking and you're having intimate conversations about shit, that's shit that a man would do for a woman that he wants to date. So in her mind, she's interpreting your actions with someone that wants more. So she's starting to get attached a little bit. She's starting to feel, maybe she's getting a little emotionally connected to you a little bit. And she feels like, I want more because he's giving me a taste of what it would be like to possibly be in a relationship. I want more. And then she's coming to you and telling you about it. And you're saying, girl, that ain't even like that. But then you're still fucking her 3 times a week. You're still spending 5 or 6 hours with her. So here's where I say a lot of men, you do things inadvertently and you don't realize that you're causing your own issue. But go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. No, that makes sense, bro. That makes sense.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. We appreciate the call, big guy. Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. All right, Zach. The lines are open. You got it, Zach. I just got a question.
We got another question right here.
Yeah.
So Buckeye says, what are your thoughts on the stereotype that women are less interested in sex than men? Bro, there's no truth to that. Do you think societal beliefs influence how people express their desires and preferences in relationships? Okay, I'll put it to you this way. Buckeye 22. I've often said that all of us, all men and women, we have our own views on how we view or look at sex. I refer to it as your relationship with sex. What is your relationship with sex? And oftentimes that's predicated on your upbringing. It's predicated on society telling you that sex should be like this, or you should look at relationships like that. The problem is people get comfortable with what they were conditioned to believe, although reality is telling you that what you were conditioned to believe isn't accurate. So it's just a matter of you waking up and saying, everything I was led to believe, everything I was told, everything that I was taught, when I go out here in the real world and deal with the opposite sex, I'm not seeing no truth in none of this shit. So you have to adopt your mind or adapt the reality of what you're seeing and stop holding on to false beliefs.
What is your stereotype of Santa Claus, man? Or what is your stereotype of the Easter Bunny? It is amazing how you grown men, and it just shows the lack of knowledge and the lack of education of the street that y'all don't have. Why would you listen to a stereotype? I mean, why would I waste my time and stop looking and taking time, Zach, and loving me, learning me, evolving me, growing me, and gaming myself up to take time to hear something floating in the air of a stereotype? Why do y'all guys waste your lives listening to what people are saying and then believe that it's true or something? It just doesn't make any sense. I don't care enough about women to care if they're less interested in sex or not. It has nothing to do with me, because I know the kind of person I am, and I know if they're lucky enough to get with me, keyword, that they're going to be Zach, they're going to be very interested in sex. They're going to be very interested in having sexual fantasies, having wet dreams, masturbating, and wanting that dick and wanting your time. So why would I care about a stereotype that has nothing to do with me? You might as well stereotype Christmas or squirrels or unicorns and elves or something, man. That's just some mythical statistics and stereotypes, Zag. That's not even in the realm of manhood. I don't give a fuck about that shit, man.
Yeah, I don't care about hypotheticals. I don't care about what ifs. I'm focused on what's going on in real time.
Yeah, my time.
Yeah,
my time, my reality. Oh man, the questions are coming in, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me grab a couple more.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a woman or a man. I think you should call in though. Should a man only adhere to another person's instructions? First of all, why would a man adhere to anyone's instructions but his own?
Oh my gosh, man.
Like, why would you adhere to another man? First of all, guys, okay, for any guys listening, the only time you should adhere to anything outside of yourself is when it comes to obeying the laws of the land. Okay, when you leave your home, right, you are obligated to follow laws, traffic laws, and any other laws. Okay, if you work for somebody, you are obligated to follow the rules at work. Beyond that, when it comes to your personal life, your romantic and or love life, your sex life, your dealings, when you are on your own time, you should be adhering to yourself. Okay, if you are being influenced by other people as to how you move through life, and you're a grown ass man, then you're just a weak motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Okay, period. I'm sure the man adhered to another person's instructions. Who the fuck giving Steve instructions, dog?
You know what? Only time I had to heed to someone's instructions when I stayed under the roof of my parents. That was the only time I had to heed to instructions.
And even then, I was breaking rules and shit.
Even then, we was breaking rights. We was getting an ass whipped.
Even then, because I've never liked being told what to do. And as a kid, I always got away what I can get away with. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like being told. It's one thing about the Army, bro. With the Army, I don't like authority. You know what I'm saying? That's why I couldn't do 30 years like everybody else did.
I know we have other questions, but Jay Crease or whatever your name is, you don't have any game, man. Stop fucking lying. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Zach.
We'll get to that one. So King just said, if a guy wants a serious relationship, how do you not judge their past when their past molds them?
Oh,
here we go. This dumb shit. This dumb shit.
Yeah, man.
They are
shouldn't have relationships, man. Y'all, most of y'all shouldn't even deserve to be with women with this silly shit. This is crazy. This is you gotta get you are so red pilled that you actually need help. You might need some therapy with this one because let me tell you the honest truth. It doesn't really matter because this question goes to show why women are running most guys, Zag. You don't care. It shows. See, this is and I say this with respect, this is a feminine, emotional question that shows that whenever you get a woman, you're going to feel lucky. She's going to run you and you ain't going anywhere. Even if the woman tells you she's had 100 guys, you're not going anywhere because in your world, this is the first woman in your life that has ever wanted to date you or be in a relationship with you, and you ain't going anywhere. So a lot of these guys sit and talk like, well, if I find out she has this and that, I ain't doing that, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, and he says,
motherfucker, put me and you in the room. All right, Jeff, but wait a second, sir. You're asking a question. Wait, did you see him at 157? Young man. Why do you say that when your bitch ass was the one that asked? I'll give you the timestamp, Zach. What did 153? Go to 153. 153. And yet you're asking, but yet you want to challenge me? And you're asking this question? I'm sorry, Zach. I know you have other questions. I'm sorry, dog.
No, good. No, go ahead. Do your thing.
It's just amazing how bitch ass weak you are asking this sissified ass question. Why do women give me their number? Because your bitch ass is begging for numbers, number one, and you don't get anywhere. You want to know why? Because if you go back, see all that looks maxing in your shitty ass body, it doesn't matter. You still a grown ass little bitch. Look at this shit. You say get anywhere. You're saying you're attractive? No, you're ugly. And guess what? You don't know anything because you ain't got no game. And the fact that you want to challenge me? Are you serious? Man, get the fuck out. Man, this can't be real. It can't be real. Zach.
Yeah, so see, so let's unpack his question.
Fuck.
Why do women give me the number but never get anywhere? I'm attractive, so I don't understand. Okay, so homie, see, this is why I say a lot of you guys have a remedial understanding of attraction. And for the homie that asked this question, you're no different. See, you think y'all keep looking at attraction from a man's lens. How women view attraction when it comes to how they are attracted to men is not the same as how you guys view attraction when you are attracted to women. See, you guys, the average guy, which is the majority of men worldwide, the average guy, if you see a woman that you think is visually appealing, you're automatically attracted to her. You automatically want to be with her. You automatically want to have sex. For women, it's not so simple. See, Jacquees, a woman can see you, brother. A woman can see you, and she can say, he is an attractive guy, but I'm not attracted to him. Okay, let's go a little further.
Because
exactly. He is an attractive guy, meaning when I look at him, visually, he looks good to me. But when I interact with him, I'm not attracted to his personality. He's not very charming. The way he conducts himself is not like the type of man that I'm usually into. Hence, why a woman will give you the number and she don't want to fuck with you because she's not attracted to the type of man she perceives you to be. And how you look visually has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, man.
Man. But if you had game, you would understand this, though.
Yeah, and then you know he doesn't have the mouthpiece. You know he's bad. But you're young man. I am glad you're in better shape. But it is sad. But it's sad that you're tricking your money off over pussy. See, we'll be talking about this tomorrow. You're doing everything for women because you know behind the curtain of the guy who is in shape. I'm not, young man. I'm glad you're working out, but I do say you have a sickness being in the gym because it's a sick thing if you're not doing it for a career or something. But anyway, that's here nor there. But you're hiding. See, you gym rats are hiding your insecurity, your low value, your low self-esteem, your low self-worth, and the fact that you can't fuck, you cannot turn a woman on, you cannot influence her, you cannot intrigue her, you cannot turn her on. So you think that I can cover all that shit up with your muscles, but as you can see, you have the muscles, I guess, but guess what? Your muscles can't talk for you. And when women realize that you're just a shell of a sucker, they don't want to fuck with you, man.
Yeah, so this is what guys got to understand. And for women, it's no different. Okay, people, when you're dealing with people who actually have self-respect, a sense of self-worth, a sense of value and standards, how you look means nothing to them if your attitude is shitty, if your personality is whack.
Crazy.
So the reticent gamer said it. Your shape means nothing if you ain't got no game. Bro, being visually appealing to women and being in shape and looking good with your shirt off and all that other good shit, yeah, women will look at you, they'll stare at you, but they're not automatically gonna want to have sex with you until they interact with you. Because this is what guys got to understand. Women have dealt with guys who have been stalkers, guys who have been abusive, needy, clingy, weak men. So how you look is not an indicator of whether or not you have any of those negative attributes they don't like. What is an indicator as to whether or not you have all of those things they don't like is fucking talking to you. So once they interact with you and they realize, I really don't like this dude, because this is what happens. See, guys are so worried about women judging them based on other men they've had sex with. Okay, cool. Let's say women do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing that women will judge you on or compare you to is their negative interactions with other men. So once you start talking and they don't like you, it's because they say, you know what, the last time I dealt with a guy who thinks like him, he stalked me. He called me in the middle of the night nonstop. He was needy. He was clingy. Or he didn't know how to fuck. Right? Because the last time a guy looked good like this and I was interested, the moment he started talking, he was all nervous and passive. But because he looked so good to me, I still let him hit it. But damn, I regret it because he sucked. You remind me of him, so now I ain't going to let you hit it.
Yeah, just because it looks good doesn't mean it drives good. So anyway, so if you want to call in, you will punch you in your chest. But dog, you can't fuck with the two guys on this panel. Please slow down, dog. Not in your lifetime can you ever fuck with us the way you think, dog. You have no idea who the fuck you talking to. I'm sorry, you have other questions.
Well, let me get to this one. I want to highlight this one. So he says they are desensitized to committing. Bro, what women are, see, this is the problem with you guys. Number one, a lot of you who say this, you're not even meeting women to even know this. You're just assuming. A lot of you guys are not even meeting. God, I don't care what women say online. Women still want to fall head over heels in love with a man. They still want to feel that emotional bond and connection with a man they really care about and that man care about them. Women still want the non-sexual intimacy, the connections. They still want that shit. I don't give a fuck what women say. So when you say they are desensitized to committing, okay, let's say there is a particular group of women that don't want commitment. You would have to look at the reason why. I don't know. Maybe you have a group of women where they've been physically, emotionally, verbally, and abused, and even sexually abused by people that they're in a relationship. So maybe they don't want to be in a relationship because part of it could be they don't know how to pick men. The other part of it could be they just tired of being dogged. See, guys, y'all act like y'all the only ones who experience negative or unfavorable situations in the dating game. And women do too. So if you're dealing with a woman who's reluctant to get into a relationship, it's not because she don't want one. It's because she's had a string of men that ain't shit. This is why I say this is why they gotta share us, because they keep dealing with you lying ass motherfuckers. You deceivers, you manipulating dudes who act like you want to own women and shit. You know what I'm saying? Jealous and possessive and all that other good shit. Y'all don't think women experience guys who are like that? And then you wonder why you encounter women who don't want to be with you, because you remind them of the guys they don't want to be with. So you're saying more about how women perceive you than the women themselves with that question. All right, so let's go on with this. My man and I are struggling with communication. What is it I need to do to get our relationship back on track? Well, Elena, part of the reason why you're struggling with communication is I don't think he's a real leader. I don't know your man personally, but I don't think he's a real leader, because if he was a real leader, he would have communicated to you that how he does things is on his terms. And if you felt he was that type of man, you would have followed him willfully and willingly and gleefully, right? So the miscommunication probably comes into the fact that there's maybe inconsistencies in his character and how he acts.
I would give you two options. Number one, dump him, or number two, find a real man on the side that can fill in the gaps.
There you have it. There you have it.
You have a choice. Yeah, you just find a dude on a real man. He'll just fuck the shit out of you, and he'll communicate with you, or dump the guy that you communicate. Y'all, sometimes the writing's on the wall, and some of you women just don't see what it is. So you have your choice.
Yeah, see, and I would say part of the reason why the communication is faulty in relationships is simply this: you guys are not on the same page, right? Because when you're dealing with a real fucking man, a man who actually knows how to lead, a man who has a focus, a drive, right? And he knows what he's doing, but he's going to give you the marching orders, right? And if you actually respect and admire that man, okay, you're going to be like, I'm following him because I feel what he's doing. I see the benefit in following this man. The reason why there's miscommunication and arguments is because there's a disagreement with his leadership style. That's all. Look, back in the day, specifically during the Vietnam War, right? There was this thing called fragging, where you would have the lower enlisted soldiers. They would basically delete the commanding officer or the person who was in charge. They were basically like, man, we can't stand this dude. Like, we need to delete him, right? And the reason why they would delete him, right, was because his leadership style was faulty, and how he was leading the men was getting men killed, right? It was fucking up shit. So they didn't like his leadership. So like, if we get rid of him and we find a new leader, we won't be going through this shit. So a lot of times when you women are dealing with men like this, you can't get a man to be a better leader. He has to grow and evolve and learn how to be one. So sometimes you got to start all over and find you another dude who actually can hit the ground running and who knows how to lead from the onset. Okay, so hold on real quick. We got some more questions. Okay, hold on real quick. So he says, have you watched the video of that guy walking down the street? No, okay, I'm not even going to answer that.
Well, I do want to say, this is why, okay, gentlemen, and I say for all you guys, please don't be this guy. Please, I say for all you guys, let this loser, this is why he can't get any women, because he's too busy looking at other guys. Versus we need you guys to get out there and start meeting women and talking to women, then get with us. This guy right here just watches stupid ass videos because he's so gullible that he believes that what he sees is actually real. And even if, Zag, the women are coming up to that guy, so fucking what? That still ain't the game. So what? We're supposed to be impressed because a bunch of women are coming up to the guy. What, does he have Axe spray on his body? I mean, come on, man. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bitch shit, dog. Go ahead, Zach. You got it, man.
I'm not even going. That's goofy as fuck. Okay, that's real goofy. I don't understand. I don't guess I don't think y'all understand modern women that outdated talking points is illusion. Bro, no, see, first of all, you losers don't understand women. Okay, you lose. a lot of you losers who think like this guy, a lot of these guys, women don't fuck with him. Women don't like him, right? The last time they even saw a coochie is when they slid out of their mothers want coochie and shit, right? But these guys, they come to the internet, and because they watch a bunch of videos with goofy ass YouTubers making points that they agree to, they think they have an understanding of women sitting on the computer watching videos all day.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Zach. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say my thing is, here's the reality of it. This day and time, in 2024, men are weaker. Men are weaker than our grandfathers. Men are weaker than our great-grandfathers. Men are weaker now, right? Period. All guys do is, I had a guy tell me, Steve, that he was looking to fall in love. I bet you our grandparents and our great-grandfathers, I bet you they weren't talking like that.
Yeah, we got a call, but I agree. We are outdated. I mean, who wants to love themselves and who wants to have a standard? You're right. We are outdated. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, 845, what's your name? What's your question, sir? 845
Hello.
going once. What is your name, sir? And what is your question?
Hi.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye. You got it. I don't understand. We asked your name. You can't mumble. You got to speak like a man. But yeah, you're right. We're outdated. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to love themselves. Who wants to teach guys to have self-worth? Who wants to teach guys how to have a standard? Who want to teach guys how to move as men? You're right. We are so outdated.
Well, and let me say this, and there's a saying, you can't complain your way to success, right? I've never heard of a rich man complaining about being broke. I've never heard of a guy who has a nice car complaining about a lack of transportation, right? I've never heard of a man who has a roof over his head complaining about being cold at night because he ain't got a place to stay. The only guys who complain about women are guys who can't get women, period.
Yeah. And then tell the ones who can get women, they're outdated.
Like,
that's crazy to me, dog. That's
I don't understand it. But we caught up on questions. Let me see.
I thought there was a woman that said, let me see. I thought I saw one.
Yeah, you can point one out, let me know.
You see here. I thought I saw we missed one. All right. Let me see. Oh yeah, I was looking at players' question. I'm sorry, that was a bad question. Never mind. That was a. And then who is this person right here? Okay, never mind. I think we're. Hey, my bad. I think we are. I thought I saw something that I didn't see. Yeah.
Let me say this to Jillian. Yeah, men who use the term modern women are the ones who are intimidated. Yeah, the term modern women is guys who basically saying all women are this way now.
Right.
Like women of yesteryear were all different.
Women of yesteryear were all different. Sir, can you turn down your background, sir?
Turn on your background.
Oh my God, fuck.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, sir, can you get off your speakerphone? We cannot hear you. Can you turn that down the background? All right, I'm gonna ask you. Sir, turn the background down. The one. All right, goodbye. All right, I don't understand. We're asking him to turn the background down. He won't listen. Turn the background down and speak up. That's all we ask you to do. I guess got a question here from Goof.
Did a woman lose out on a man that admitted he messed up the relationship and he took full accountability? Did a woman lose out?
What does that have to do with you? You're not even talking to women. Why do you ask questions about things that have nothing to do with you? That doesn't make sense, Zach. Why do human males y'all see why y'all ain't getting pussy? Zach, you remember we laughed damn near a year ago. I felt like a year ago. We saw an article about men thinking about other men and men looking at other men. We laughed. We were laughing like, man, no, ain't no way. But you see, these guys think more about other men and what other men are doing than themselves, and it is crazy.
Okay, Steve about to go off. Steve about.
I'm going. Hold on. Wait. 845. What is your name, sir? And what is your question? Oh my God.
Hi, how you doing?
All
I
right,
have a
sir.
quick question.
Please turn down the background. It's repeating there. Can you turn the shit down?
Now, caller.
Okay, it's done.
Okay.
Okay, it's better now?
Okay. Sir, turn it off.
Okay.
We can still hear it in the background, sir.
Yeah, it's off. Yeah, it's off.
Okay, caller. Do you have us on Bluetooth or anything like that or speaker? We hear an echo. Fix that shit.
There's an echo, sir.
Okay, can I just call back? I'm not too sure what the issue is.
Do you have earbuds in, AirBuds, anything like that?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay, caller. You fix that shit, bro.
Please fix it and call back, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, man. God damn, that shit is weird, man. Fuck.
So let's put what you said together. That's me when I went back to my ex when I got game for you guys. So you went back to your ex. You know what? It was my bad that I messed up the relationship. Will you take me back? Is that what you did? Guys, let me explain something to you guys. I tell you guys not to recycle women. Okay, the main reason I tell you not to recycle women is because if the relationship you had or the interaction you had with women was toxic, drama-filled, or negative, she's always going to look at you as that guy. If she thought you was a lame dude, you're that guy. Go ahead, Steve.
Area code 516, sir. What is your name and what's your question? 516. What's your name, sir, and what's your question?
David from New York.
Okay, can you please speak up, sir? Can you please speak up so everybody can hear you? You sound really low. Can you speak up, please?
Yeah, can you hear me better? Is it
Yes,
better now?
please go ahead. What's your question, sir?
Yeah, I have a bad issue. I have a bad issue with seeing like escorts and stuff. I just want to know how can I stop that.
Sir, how old are you?
33.
Okay, we're gonna let you go because you're fake. All right, you have a good day, sir. You have a good day. Same guy, saying you can hear the echo in the background. It's the same guy. He just used a different number. So I go ahead and block him.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
if you use a different number, yeah, fuck all that.
The same guy, yeah, different number. Yeah, same guy.
Okay, the reason why I tell you again, the reason why trying to rekindle that flame is a bad idea is because if that woman was disrespectful to you or treated you like shit, you're that same guy, right? So even if you grow a little bit, you evolve a little bit, women very rarely recognize the new you. You're the old dude, right? So if a woman called you a bitch or told you you wasn't shit or she just disrespected you, you're that old dude, right? So what you need to do, if you do evolve, if you do grow, right, and you do make some changes in your life to become a better man, a well-rounded man, you need to reinvent yourself with new women. Stop trying to go to old women, right?
Oh, you're still listening, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew.
Right, let's bring that up. Let's bring this goofy.
Andrew, that's very, very interesting, Andrew. Again, we always tell you, young man, to think. It's a thinking man's game, and we just want you to think for a second and look at what you're saying. Okay, so you're saying that bodies don't fit our narrative. We've all seen the video, dude walking and women coming to it. Ain't nobody seen that stupid ass shit because motherfuckers aren't looking at other men the way y'all homophobic guys are. But anyway, young man, please understand that you need help. And for some reason, if we are so outdated, why are you still in here? When was his last? When was his last post? It was at, okay, where's 2:19 our times at? When did he come in and make the comment about being
15 minutes ago?
So if we're outdated, why are you still in this room, sir? If we're so outdated, I'm just asking if I throw this act. If we're so outdated, why would you waste your time with two outdated guys giving outdated information? If I was you, I'd jump out this room and go back to your Discord because these outdated motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about, buddy.
Well, this is a very hetero-flexible comment. And you're about 2 months too late. Prior month was in June, not August. Here's the thing. So you're watching these videos, and are you saying to yourself, "Wow, he's really cute"? I can see why women are looking at him because if I was a woman, I would be gawking at him too. I mean, is that what you're doing?
Oh my God!
Is that because you said you want to discard the body and look game, so you must have saw his body and you must have been visually impressed by what you saw. I mean, you know, you must have really liked the way that the sweat was trickling down his pecs and shit for you to talk about looking body game. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Number one, I don't watch videos like that, right? Because the only guys who fixate on videos like this are guys who are not having sex in real life, right? There is no way you can be having sex in real life with women that you actually like, right? Or are actually attracted to, but yet you're pointing to videos of a guy walking down the street, right? Because the fact that you put or place so much stock in that implies that you're not out here living real life. Because I can walk down the street and not a single woman stops to look at me. But when I have a conversation with them, some of them are going to be interested. So I don't know what it is about you guys that want to be like women. And I think that's what it is, Steve. They want to be catcalled. They want to walk down the street and show a little leg and have women whistle at them and shit. I think that's what they want. They look at women and be like, I wish I had it that easy, where I can walk down the street and women just gawk at me and whistle at me and want me. So when they look at guys, they look at these videos, they're like, wow, that he's really handsome. If only I was as tall as him and my facial bone structure was like his, I can get women looking at me too. Come on, bro. Let me see. I think that was it for the questions and shit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, call in. We ain't gonna be here that long. If you got questions, put a Q in the chat. All about your question. Let me get rid of this question. And let me say this again. Guys, you looking good to women. You looking good to a woman don't mean nothing. A woman can think you're handsome, but not be into you, right? There's this notion that if women think you're cute, handsome, fine, or whatever, that she's automatically going to fuck you or deal with you. And again, you're looking at attraction through a man's lens, okay? That's a very, see, when men, let me say this, men with no game, they look at attraction very simplistically. Like, if she look good, I want to fuck her.
In this video, we got the best defense.
When Steve and I and the fellas on the Real Game, No Theory podcast, when we look at chicks, we can acknowledge that visually, she looks like the type of woman that I would fuck with. But before I make a decision whether or not I'm going to bless her with this pipe or I'm going to bless her with my time, let me have a conversation with her first. See, and that's a lot how women look at men. Yeah, he's cute and all that. I like the way he dressed and all of that shit. But let me have a conversation with this man before I make a decision which way I'm going to go with this guy, right? When you actually have standards, right? And you actually look at people beyond the surface, you actually have to talk with them first, right? A lot of you guys, again, you look at attraction through a man's lens where, well, if someone thinks you're handsome or cute, you're supposed to want them. This is why a lot of you guys, you're confused. When women give you a compliment and they tell you that you're handsome or that you're cute, and then you try to take them out and they're not interested, you're confused because you say to yourself, she gave me a compliment. She said I look good. Why don't she want to fuck me? Because you guys only give compliments to women you want to fuck. So when you get a compliment from a woman, you think that she think like you. Well, she must be giving me a compliment because she want to have sex with me. No, idiot. She's just giving you a compliment just because. Now, there are instances where a woman could compliment you because she is attracted to you and she wants to get at you, but you cannot automatically go by a woman simply complimenting you and associate that with sexual attraction. That's not always the case.
516, what's your name? What's your question, sir?
What's going on?
Oh man, same guy. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Zach. Sorry.
These dudes is lame as fuck. All right, so he says, you said they will always see you as that goofy guy, even if you change your mindset. Doesn't it depend on the woman herself or most women think like that? There are exceptions, Sigma, but by and large, when you get out of a relationship where there was drama, toxicity, and disrespect, I don't care if it's been a couple of months or a full calendar year, or maybe even longer, that woman will always view you as that guy. Always view you as that guy. Women very rarely say, oh, I can see that he's changed. I'm going to embrace the new him. Women very rarely look at that without being able to still remember the loser guy they was with, the guy that cheated on them, the guy that lied to them, the guy that put their hands on them, the guy that acted like a little pussy. Whatever the case may be, women will always see you like that. There's a saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, right? So people rarely view you a different way the second go around. Okay, are there exceptions? Sure. But in all likelihood, nah.
Got a question, though.
All right, right there. Oh, no, not right there, right there. All right, do you guys think it's kind of harsh telling a woman that you're just trying to sleep with her? Why is it harsh? See, right there, Chief's guy, right there. See, society has got y'all thinking that you're wrong for telling a woman the truth. See, guys, you can't have it both ways. Okay, you can't have it both ways. What I mean by that is this. On one hand, you have women, they'll say, why can't men just be honest? If all you want is sex, just let me know. Tell me your true intentions, and then you get gun shy and you get worried about telling a woman your true intentions. My thing is, even if a woman feels some type of way, if you tell a woman straight up, like, look, I got to be honest. I'm not looking for no relationship. I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just interested in fucking you on a regular basis. You know, once a week, once every couple of weeks. You know, that's all I really got time for. You know what I'm saying? You with that? You can't concern yourself to how a woman responds to that.
I don't think you guys understand. Women already know you want to fuck. So why are you telling her something she already knows? And the fact that she already knows and she realizes you don't know how to do it is why you're not getting it. So I don't understand why you think it's harsh. It's again, you know, the show's Miles Cunningham explained it best. Y'all language and how y'all talk is such an exposure of the lack of sexual experience. It is a shame that you can't stand on what you want, but there's no influence on you to influence a woman to want to fuck with you. And I think that's the problem. You're using the word harsh for that. Yeah.
Jillian said it right there.
Yeah.
See, guys, and Steve said it. Guys, women are not dumb. Women know when a strange man they've never met before approaches them, smiling all in their face, showing all his teeth. Hey, girl, what's your name, girl? You know, they already know you want sex. All women know you want sex. It's not a matter of women not knowing that you want sex. It's just a matter of, is that all you want? But women know that you would not be talking to them if you didn't want sex in some capacity. So all women know that. Now, what some women will do is they will be curious to see how you're going to approach them compared to the last 10 guys. What are you going to say to camouflage your true intention like most guys do? Right? This is why a lot of times you guys, when you get played with, when women tell you shit like, you know, can we get to know each other on here first? A lot of times you already coming at them very indirect. So all they're doing is just playing a game you're playing. Okay, so we got
area code 754. What's your name and what's your question?
Yeah, hello, you can hear me?
Sir, what is your name and what is your question?
Yeah, this is Nicholas. Yeah, I was just calling because I know you guys are like the game masters pretty much. I just want to get you guys' opinion. Let's say you meet a girl and like you get her number, right? Like, how soon would you try to like follow up to like do like a hangout, or something like that?
Well, why don't you tell us?
I mean, in my opinion, I would say I'll try to do it as quick as possible.
So then
Let's
what
say
is
if I get her number, like, on a Friday.
then what does our opinion matter if you already have that in your head and you stand on it, sir?
No, I know like different people have different
Okay.
No.
Where's that?
Okay, caller, my brother. Do you know I've met women? We exchange contact information. Like, let's say I met them around 11 o'clock in the morning.
I know where this is going, Zach.
Do you know I called their ass at 6 o'clock p.m. a couple hours later? And they were happy. And they were like, I'm so glad I heard from you. When we first met, I didn't know if I was going to hear from you again. So I said all that to say this. When you are dealing with a woman who sincerely and genuinely wants to hear from you, there is no such thing as too. So, bro, you can walk away from a woman and call her an hour later, and she will be excited to hear from you. Know that, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't know that. Come on, can you be honest? You don't know that. That's why you're asking the question.
No, because
Then why? Then wait. Then why are you calling? There's something. Okay. Do you think we a bunch of dumbasses, young man?
Nah.
Okay. I appreciate it. But if you have received that type of play from a woman, then why are you asking us the question?
Nah, I don't know. Cause some people may.
Wait. Do we give a fuck about some people or some women, or do we give a fuck about ourselves?
Ourselves.
So then, what is your statement about the coming? What does that have to do with anything? Some people.
I know, for example, like I'm not gonna say I go based on like other dating coaches or what they probably say, but as in just in general speaking, like in your opinion.
But you're asking, okay, but young man, you should, okay, sir. Okay, do you understand? You know what the difference between red pill manosphere and manosphere people and us? You know what the difference is?
What that is?
We teach you how to think for yourself, right? So we're teaching you how to think for yourself. Like I said in the beginning, whatever you do is fine as long as you stand on it and you ain't thirsty. But why would you? What does our opinion matter to you? Why is our opinion so important versus what you're doing?
I just want to get like you guys' viewpoint on it. That was really what it was.
Okay. So, caller, and shout out to Steve. He said it. See, here's the thing: when you are a supremely confident man, you don't give a fuck what nobody think about you, right? So what I mean by that is this: if I meet a woman at 11 o'clock a.m. and I call her at 2 o'clock p.m. and she got a problem with me calling her that early, she ain't for me. If I meet a woman on a Tuesday and we exchange contact information and I don't call her until Friday, and she tells me, you took too long to call me, I'm no longer interested. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, all right. I don't care. I literally don't care, right? And you shouldn't care. At the end of the day, as long as you're not hurting nobody, you should be comfortable enough and confident enough to do what you want to do. See, a lot of times when guys make these goofy ass videos trying to give you, hey, you need to wait 72 hours, 3 minutes and 22 seconds to call a woman, right? A lot of these guys, they don't understand what it means to really deal with a woman who really is feeling you and she can't wait to hear from you. Right? They don't truly understand that. So they think that, oh, in the past, when I called a chick, she called me needy. So let me wait now. The reason why she called you needy is because she was never attracted to you. It had nothing to do with how soon or late you called her.
Does that make sense, young man?
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate the question, okay, man?
Right, appreciate it. Hey, Zach, all about the you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the question. Thank you, sir. We'll throw you back in. All right. You got it, Zach.
Cool. We got some questions, so let me grab them. Hold on. What I say? Okay, right there. So he says, when I want to approach women, they always give me that. God. They always give me that mean mug as if they don't like me. Dog, they don't know you not to like you. Y'all think it's because of my bro. You know what, Steve? This is how I'm gonna respond to that question. Right? For those of you who don't know, I have a twin brother. Right now, if you saw us side by side and you look for a second, you can tell us apart, right? Because but you can just tell us apart. But back when we were younger, we were pretty identical, right? So I remember being about 14, 15 years old, and he used to always walk around smiling. I didn't, right? So he just had a friendlier disposition. So women would approach me like in school. We walking down the hallways. Women would approach me, and my brother's his name is Terry. I'm Kerry, right? So she would say, women, actually multiple women, they would say, "How come you always look like you're mean? You don't have that friendly look like your twin does." And I would tell women, I would say, "What I'm supposed to walk around showing all my teeth so y'all won't think I'm mean and shit, right?" And I'm like, "Tell me a joke that make me laugh and I'll smile for you," right? Like, so then what some women realize is when they would approach me and talk to me, they understood that he's not mean at all. I just prejudged how I thought he might be based on his face, right? On how he's looking, right? Because I always had a serious look on my face, right? So when women would actually speak to me, they would be like, "I like this dude. He's cool as fuck." So a lot of times, because you have approach anxiety and you're worried about getting rejected, Simeon, you automatically have this false belief in your head because of how a woman looks, that's an indication of how she views you.
No, it's perfect. I nailed it, Zach.
Yeah, they say people look unapproachable. Like, man, y'all gotta stop with that, bro. Bro, Steve, look, okay, maybe it's the arrogance in me. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But even if a woman look like she's in a pissed off mood, I feel like I'm such a cool motherfucker that I can brighten her day. I literally feel like I can brighten a woman. Now, am I going out of my way to try and brighten? No, of course not. But I feel like even if she had that resting bitch face, I feel like, you know what? She probably got approached by a bunch of losers today. She just getting tired of getting approached by losers all day. She been waiting for a real fucking man to approach her. I'm just what the doctor ordered. Let me go ahead and make her day. I literally feel like that sometimes. So I'm not worried about how her face looks and shit. Or there could be something on her mind. She could have literally had a bad day at work, and she's just, in the moment that you see her, she's recounting that bad day she had at work. So you think she's unapproachable when in reality, she's just thinking about something. A lot of times, look, I remember, Steve, I would be chilling and I'll be thinking about something that happened earlier in that day. Like I might be thinking about, how a chick served me earlier, how she serviced the brother, you know what I'm saying? And I just be thinking to myself, recounting that moment, and I might smile to myself. And I've literally had women that say, "Ooh, you must be in a good mood." I'm like, "What do you mean? You're just smiling." And I didn't realize I was smiling because I'm literally lost in thought about something that happened good earlier that day. So a lot of times your facial expressions, you don't realize you're making them. I'll give you another example real quick. I remember when I met this young lady, her and I, we were introduced to each other. So before we met, we had a phone conversation. When we first met face to face, I remember her biting her bottom lip, Steve, and just staring at me. And she didn't realize she was biting her bottom lip, right? And anyone who knows anything about that, when women see you and they're looking at you and they're biting their bottom lip, there's heavy, heavy attraction, right? So she didn't realize she was doing that. So a lot of times when it comes to facial expressions, because you're lost in thought about something you're thinking about, you're making a face that you don't realize that you're making. A lot of you guys who just are too worried about being rejected and all that other good shit, you just get caught up in your own thoughts and shit.
Hey, you got one from TC. There's a question from a TC.
All right, let me grab that real quick. So he says, would you guys say that women will mirror a guy's behavior that she's interested in if she's not assertive and is being dry to her? I would say women mirror men's behavior no matter what. No matter, a woman will mirror your behavior no matter what. Okay, meaning this is what I mean by that. If a woman thinks you're full of shit and you're trying to act like you want to deal with her beyond just sex, but she's already kind of peaked that you're full of shit and that you're very deceptive, she will mirror that, right? You'll either have women that'll just stop dealing with you because they ain't got time for it, or you'll have women that'll say to themselves, oh, he think he's slick. Oh, okay, so he think he's slick enough to try and fool me and pull the wool over my eyes. Oh, okay, he want to play? I'll show him, right? So that, and also if you're consistent, right? If you're consistent and women actually respect you, they'll be consistent, right? Just like if you're inconsistent, women will be inconsistent. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just bothered by his consistency, Zag, to bring up other guys and not ask for himself.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's weird, man. Why do y'all care about what a woman's gonna do with another guy, TC? Can you explain it? I don't, man. I don't understand, man. All y'all, it's like y'all care more about other guys and men than you do yourself. Why do y'all talk about other guys? I don't understand. What does another guy have to do with you, or what she does with another guy? Why do they? I don't understand the question, because he's not asking for himself. It's like he's just throwing it up in the air, like imagining a woman talking to some guy that he's never met before, and just, I don't know, man.
Well, let me tell this story. TC, I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna be brief, Steve. Okay, so, and I told the story before. I'm gonna try and shorten it. So, back in the day, there were two women that I dealt with, but I dealt with them independent of each other. So one chick I dealt with when I was 18 years old. Another woman I dealt with when I was like 20, right? So they didn't know each other, right? So I dealt with them independent of each other. Now, when I was about 21, 22, I'm walking downtown, Steve. I'm downtown San Antonio on a nice sunny Saturday. I'm walking, and as I'm walking, I'm by myself. I see two women coming towards me, and they're both pointing at me. And I'm like, who? And it happens to be both those chicks that I dealt with 2 years apart, right? So I'm looking at them, and then they laugh, and I'm laughing. So we end up talking. And now these two women, I had sex with both these women, right? But at the time, I wasn't really interested in rekindling any flames, right? So I'm talking to them, and, I thought about the prospect of, maybe seeing if I can get something popping with both of them. But I wasn't really married to the idea. I was like, yeah, something happened, but I'm not tripping. So to make a long story short, I had two dudes that I was cool with that lived in my apartment complex. And these dudes were new to San Antonio. And I never saw these dudes with no chicks, but they would always talk about women, but I never saw them with no women. So Steve, me being the type of brother that I am, I said, you know what? Let me hook these two brothers up with these two chicks right here. These chicks are single. They're single. So I told these young ladies, I said, yo, look, I got these two dudes that I know. They're roommates. Why don't y'all come through? I'll make the introduction. So Steve, I introduced these two guys to these two women. So I'm at the crib. I'm making an introduction. And I go to leave. The chicks don't want me to leave, right? Now, bear in mind, I had sex with both these chicks. So we have history. They don't know, Carrie, stay. We ain't seen you in years. So I'm like, no. I said, look, y'all go ahead and talk to my fellas real quick. Get better acquainted. I'll be back later. Fast forward, I didn't come back. A couple of days later, Steve, I see the guys on the basketball court, and I asked them. I said, yo, what happened with the ladies? Y'all get it in? So I told the guys. Now, bear in mind, I told both the guys. I said, I had sex with these women the very first day that I met. And we all had an ongoing sexual relationship. So I said, don't be wasting no time with these chicks because they're about that life. Not only did these guys not have sex with these chicks, but these chicks end up stealing from them, Steve. They stole from their crib and shit. So they didn't do me like that, but they did these guys like that. So my point is, women will treat you differently based on how they perceive. Go ahead.
Nah, you got it, man. Great call. Yeah.
All right, so hold on real quick. Let me grab some more questions, just some more. So, yeah, no, they did fumble it because I told them, I said, don't waste no time with these chicks. They about that action. But you know what, Steve? It don't even matter because if women don't perceive you as that dude, it don't matter what you try and do. They still ain't gonna fuck with you. So I want guys to understand that see guys think that, oh, women who are promiscuous or women who have sex quick, they are a certain way. These two women that I told us, I'm showing you that they're not the same way with every guy. Women will always treat men differently based on how they view you. If women think you are a sucker, if they think you are a chump, if they think they can get over on you, some women will just leave you alone, right? Other women will take advantage of your weaknesses, right? So it is what it is. But yo, are we good on calls?
Yeah, we're good on calls, sir.
Okay. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I remember Steve thinking to myself, no wonder these dudes ain't got no chicks around. These niggas is weak. You know, like how y'all, like I put it in your lap. I put 2 chicks in your lap. I told you exactly how to get at them. You know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't make them drink. So anyway, we good on that. All right, guys, look, y'all ain't coming with the questions and shit. So, you know, we in overtime and shit. So, Steve, you going live later on, fam?
Yeah, at 8 East. 8 East. So I think we're gonna talk about nice guys or something.
All right, hey, there you have it. For all y'all nice guys, man. Go ahead and tune in to Steve later on. I think he's going, he said 87 Central. Yeah. So y'all come through and fuck with Steve. Also, tomorrow, guys, the Real Game No Theory podcast, myself, Fifth, Steve, L. I don't know if Miles gonna be there or not, but if he is, you know. Jay Walker, I ain't got no membership yet, but I do got a channel membership, fam. I do got Patreon, fam. Okay, all right, so real quick, let's answer this last question. Can we talk about giving women duty? You know, I'm glad you asked that question. KT, I'm glad you asked that question. Because, see, there used to be a time, many, many moons ago, where when a man was choosing a wife, that's what he cared about. He cared about her duty. If I'm going to make you my wife, if I'm going to impregnate you and give you my seed, right, I need to know that you're going to be a dutiful wife. I need to know that you're going to do what's required to run the household smoothly in my absence. When I go to work and I'm getting to the bread, right, I need to know that you're going to be an extension of me and you're going to give our children walking instructions. So if the kids are doing something that they ain't supposed to do, what are they going to say? Hey, y'all know how y'all dad would feel about that. Don't make me tell him when he get back home. That's a dutiful wife. A dutiful wife. When you come home, Steve, I always talk about the beer mug, right? I always talk about the frosted beer mug in the freezer, right? Because I had a couple of women, when I would come home from work, right, they would have my flaming hot Cheetos right there, Steve. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or some popcorn in a bowl, freshly popped, because they know I'm a popcorn eating motherfucker, right? And then they would have this is back in my beer drinking days. I don't drink beer no more, right? But they would have a frosted mug in the freezer and take it out, and they would pour my beer. You know, they would lean it to the side, right, so the suds don't pile up. And they would serve me my flaming hot Cheetos and whatever, right? Because it might not be dinner time yet, right? Because they still might be cooking. So they give me my little snacks and my little beer, right? A dutiful wife, right? Or she knows, hey, Kerry just pulled up. Let me run the shower for him. So when he get in here, it's already nice and warm. And I got his towel folded up. I got his washcloth folded up, right? You know, I got a pair of lounge pants and a little t-shirt for him. So when he get out, boom. And Steve, I even had one chick. She would put baby oil on me, Steve. Yeah, she would. She was standing in the bathroom with me and just oiled me down. A dutiful wife, a dutiful woman. But go ahead.
I'm not talking about like wives. I'm just saying like
it only got to be a wife. It could be a chick that you see.
Yeah. I mean, even around this time, I would love days like this before the season because they would call. They either get a call Friday, Saturday, and what do you want me to cook for you? What do you want it for dessert? And then just as long as you fuck me at halftime. So I used to have my football chick where we just, I asked my boys like, what y'all want to eat, man? They're like steak or whatever they wanted, man. It's like, and when I say, man, what do y'all want for dessert? Right? She make a dessert too. Yeah. What y'all want? Cake, cupcakes. And she'll go. She's like, yeah, I'm at the go grocery shopping. I'm gonna get everything together, and then I'll have it for the football. Then I'll have, you get there. She has all the hors d'oeuvres, while the meal. Like you're saying, my boys had the drunk beer and stuff. So she would have not the mug for them, but she would have drinks in the cooler or whatever for them, and then with the hors d'oeuvres, and all other stuff, and just have the meal ready. And then halftime, I knock it out. And then the second half she get in there and start making the cookies or the cake or whatever. So it was just that's what I called the one on the roster, my football chick. You know what I mean? That was the one that, wanted my time so bad because she knew she couldn't get it. So she figured it out. I like football. My boys like what? I will hang out with my boy. I can say no homo. You know what I mean? It's football. I'm gonna hang out with my dogs, my boys, talk shit, watch football. Ain't think about these one like that, but smart enough to say, you know what? I'll make something for you, bring your boys over and stuff like that. Yeah. So he says an Avery. Yes.
There you go. No, I like that. I like that. But anyway, so to piggyback off what you said, me and my twin brother, right? We would have these little Madden tournaments. I would go we would switch up. I would go to his because he lived down the street from me. I would go to his house sometimes. He would go to my house. So the woman we were dealing with, right? I come over to his house. We playing. She would go, hey, you guys want a cold beer? Boom. Before we finished the beer we had, hey, you guys want another one? She would bring it. Same thing at my crib. Chick, she would go in there, like you said, the little finger foods and shit, or the little platter. You know how back when they had at the job they had what do they call them? Potlucks. The little platters they got with the little cheese and all that other shit, different vegetable platters. Bring that out. So I think it's funny how a lot of guys be like, oh, women don't like guys that play video games. Bro, we had chicks that had no problem with that, and they would come and make sure that there was always a cold brew and there was some fresh little finger foods right there. Dutiful women. Guys are so concerned about what a woman may or may not have done in her sexual past. You got a woman right here who's taking care of business. She's making sure you're straight. She's making sure your company is straight. And I just want to ask guys, how can you look past that? How can you look past, a chick taking care of you?
Yeah, I would always love when they like you say, that's what I call a gamer chick. That's the one that, she wants to spend time with you. And, we have to do a walk. We have to do a walk around, like a walkthrough. Cause I can't play on the 32-inch TV screen. I ain't doing that. Ain't happening, Zach. I ain't playing on no little shitty ass TV. You gotta call one of your suckers up, and you gotta at least come 55. I'll be all right. I'll go 50 minimum, but it's gotta be 50 up. You gotta have that joint ready to go. You gotta have some surround sound. We gotta go through the refrigerator and look at the snacks because you listen. See, the thing is that if you want my time, you got to furnish your crib to my specifications, period. You see what I'm saying? What is that? Now, is this something you ask?
Okay.
What do you mean?
He's talking about when your boys is there and the chick is taking care of y'all. I never had to ask that.
Never. They wanted to do it.
They wanted to do it. They wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, guys, when you're dealing with a woman who actually gives a fuck about you, she actually wants to be in your life and she cares about her role in your life, how she conducts, because you got to remember, women are representative of you. So if you're dealing with a woman who gives a fuck about you, she
Yes.
doesn't want to be seen as the lazy chick, as a chick that don't hold her man down. She don't want to be seen as that, right? So she gonna hold you down.
Yeah, because they want to, not because they have to. You don't have to add. I mean, I'm telling you guys, that's why we always tell you, don't fuck with bottom of the barrel. You want to mess with women that have shit going on because they like to do shit. You know, they're not worried about bills and nothing like that. They have money and they want to do things for you because they like to do. They want to show you a different level of appreciation.
Hey, Jillian, sometimes that might be some truth to that.
Yeah,
there might be some. I'm glad you said that.
Hey, Zach. Come in. Hey, she'll rub your face. She'll kiss you on your cheek. Hey, it's game in that, JT. That's yes. They will.
Because I'm glad you said that because just because a woman has a low body count doesn't mean she's gonna do all that shit for you. See, a woman's sexual past has nothing to do with how she ultimately treats you outside of the bedroom. And I don't know why guys think that. Right. So Jillian, yes, she wants them to be like, damn, man, your girl cool than a motherfucker, because she already know the women that they deal with ain't shit, right? So she wants you to leave. Damn, man, his girl, man, damn. Yep, and it's like that. But on that note, we're about to get up out of here. Hey, thank y'all for coming through. Please like the joint, share and subscribe to the joint. Steve, you got anything you want to plug before we get up out of here?
No, I appreciate you having me on, my brother. Thank you for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
Y'all check out Steve later on today. And don't forget the Real Game No Theory podcast tomorrow, 11 Central, 12 Eastern. We out.